Hello everyone, Only Draven here again, and today we're doing another tutorial in Minecraft Sky Factory 4. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make and use the Mob Masher, which is a great tool for mob farming. If you have an automated mob farmer, it's something that's really going to benefit you and get you a lot of interesting and useful items from the mobs that you're farming. Now, if you find this video helpful and you like it, please be sure to click like. But most importantly, please remember to hit that subscribe button. That way you can see all my videos and tutorials as they come out. Okay. So, first things first we're going to need is the Mob Masher itself. For that, you're going to need 2 iron swords, 3 pieces of diamond, 2 iron spikes, a block of redstone, and a block of iron. Mob Masher can use several different mob upgrades. All right, we're going to start with this one. So here you can see there are 4 iron swords, 4 gold nuggets, and a piece of redstone. Now, if you go into the JEI, you do a search for @mob_, you're going to pull up everything from this mod. And over here in the red blocks, these first 3 are for Mob Fan, but the rest of them are for the Mob Masher itself. The one we were just looking at is the sharpness. There's also one for looting, fire aspect, smite, Bane of Arthropods, and beheading. If we click on that one, the first one we made was the smiting. They all have the same basic recipe, except for the 4 swords will be replaced by a new item. So in looting, it's going to be 4 of your blue dye or lapis. For flint and steel, it's going to be your fire aspect. For smite, it's 4 zombie flesh. For arthropods, it's 4 spider eyes. And for beheading, it's going to be 2 iron helmets and 2 gold helmets. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how this works. Grab this first. So your Mob Masher itself needs some form of redstone signal in order to work. You can put a redstone torch to it, you can have redstone coming to it from a different source, or you can just go ahead and put a piece of redstone underneath of it, and it will constantly run off that redstone. Okay. Now, right-clicking on it, you'll see there are 4 slots up here, or sorry, 6 slots up here. And these are the different upgrades that we were looking at. Let's go ahead and grab those again. So, our Mob Masher, here they are. So, each one has a corresponding slot. And you can just shift left-click, and it'll put them in there. The most you can put of any individual upgrade is 10. But you can have 10 of each one in there, granting that ability to your Mob Masher. So if we're using sharpness, it's going to do more damage. A really useful one is beheading. If you're using beheading, then anything that has the ability to drop a head, say a wither skeleton or a zombie, you have an increased chance of getting that dropped from that monster being killed by your Mob Masher. So how do we move this into play? So the Mob Masher itself, if the ability of a creature runs into it or is on top of it, is going to damage them. Okay? And we'll continue to damage them until they die. So let's put that into a little bit of practical application here. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set up 9 blocks of redstone. I'm going to put 9 mashers on top of it. Very easy to do. Go ahead and we'll grab ourselves a little bit of extra building material here. I'm also going to use a couple mob fans and levers to make those work. Let's see. Now what we're going to do here, I want my mobs to land on top of these. Encase them in here. Oop, not that one. Right? There we go. We have a little bit of a room. So let's go ahead and put this here, that there. This end, I'm going to put a couple of those mob fans I was talking about. Oop, cover the top up here. I'm going to put some levers on the back. So basically what a mob fan does is it just blows anything in front of it. So if I drop in here, it blows me over here on top of the Mob Mashers that we were looking at. Of course, I'm in creative. It's not hurting me at all. So if you had a mob spawner where mobs were dropping down into this, so you were spawning mobs into them in another way, which there are several. You could put a regular mob spawner right in here and it'll blow everything right into it of a specific type that you'd like. For this, we're just going to go ahead and use some eggs. Let's go ahead and grab an egg of a miscellaneous type. Let's see what we got here. We'll grab, actually, I think I have some creepers over here. Let's grab those. Hey, there's some creepers. Okay, so however you're using your mobs to spawn in here, let's just say they're spawning here. And they drop there, fan blows them over on top of the mob masher, which kills them. Will then drop any items that you say want to get out of there. Now you may want to get yourself something like an item collector. That's one of many things you can use to pick up items that have been dropped by a mob. That in there, so that way anything that does get dropped now will get pulled into there. Let's just drop a few of these. See, the grinders are just chewing up those creepers. Once they're all gone, I click inside, you see I've got the gunpowder that dropped from that. So this is a very basic, of course, design. You can build a much more extravagant type of mob farm, whether you just have monsters spawn automatically and drop down into this, whether you actually get a mob spawner from the world and you increase its stats to spawn something specific. This is a great way, especially when boosted up with beheading and sharpness and some of the other bonuses, to get some very good loot to drop from your mobs specifically. Those will just continue to run pretty much forever unless you remove their redstone signal. And you can just drop. And you can let this run all the time you want, just occasionally coming out and cleaning out inside of your collector just to see what you got, which in this case is a whole lot of gunpowder. All right. Well, that's how you build and use a mob masher. Again, it's a great way of automating your mob farm or mob collecting. I do recommend looking into it, especially with the upgrades, giving you the increased chance of items that you need. One key important thing is that I always like to let people know is that the mobs mashed do count as player kills, which can matter for different things. You have something like an XP farm that grabs XP and things of that nature. It will benefit you in that regard because it's going to gather all that up as well. All right. Well, if you have any questions about this tutorial or any of my tutorials, please be sure to throw those down in the comments, as well as any recommendations or suggestions you may have for other tutorials that you'd like to see in Sky Factory 4. I'm always looking for new ideas. You can also go to my website, onlydraven.com, and there, down at the bottom, you'll see a place via email that you can send questions, submissions, or requests. You'll also find a link to my streaming schedule, all my tutorials and videos, links to my social media accounts, like Twitter, which is @onlydraven, as well as the ODG store, and a lot of other different useful resources you may find helpful. So I do recommend checking out the website. But that is going to do us for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.